Telephone. Okay. Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I'm trying to.
Now, first, I will introduce.
Perfect. Donc, at least the hearing is okay.
Yes, the voice is okay. There's not any problem.
Okay, so the camera is not working, unfortunately. Let me see.
Okay. Your camera is not working.
Yeah, it's.
Okay.
No.
If you like, first I can introduce you. I can introduce you to the audience, and then if you can open to your camera. Okay.
Okay, but in terms of sharing I'm disabled to share my screen. I'm not able to share my screen. You need to enable me to share my screen.
Okay, okay, just a second. Let me do that.
It's weird. No, normal.
Okay, just a second. I will solve to the problem and I will turn to you. Just a second.
At least there's a picture.
Okay,
okay.
Let me talk to the. I think you can now share to your screen.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. First, let me introduce to you to the audience, and then you can do to your presentation, please. First, just a second. Okay, I think you have opened to your. Yes. Yes, Mr. Dr. Samir Benmakhlouf is the founder and CEO of London Academy, and he is for over 25 years professional experience in the technology industry in the United States, Africa, and he brings hands-on experience of working in global markets and studying in some of the world's most innovative countries. Prior to London Academy, Samir held multiple leadership positions at Microsoft over 14 years, namely as general manager in Algeria, Bahrain, and Morocco. He holds a baccalaureate degree in industrial engineering, a master's and a PhD in the same field in the United States. And we are very happy to work and listen to Samir's presentation altogether. Yes, please, Dr. Samir, it's your turn.
Thank you very, very much for it. Fortunately, I'm having some difficulties with the actual camera, but I hope that's very much. First of all, I would like to start with my thoughts. When I look at COVID and say, well, as if it never happened, especially for education. Ask ourselves is, now that COVID-19 is behind us, are we going to resume education the same way it was? My thoughts that's on top of my mind is, during COVID, the parents became a better learning experience for their kids. The third thought that comes to my mind is the 21st room centric, with a great focus on skills, especially the 6 skills. And now, last but not least, is about blended learning. Is our education needs to change from the traditional system of learning class, live classes, etc., and asynchronous learning. And I usually tell parents, teach your kids how to be self-learners. How to learn by themselves. Share with them some information. I think that's the greatest accomplishment. They need to be able to learn by themselves. This is my 21st century education pillars, or the transformation of education in the digital era. And I put them in, know that I'm not perfect, but I think this is a good combination of 7 years. So it's a combination. So the first thing we need to talk about is blended. This is a survey where parents were asked if they have to, would they like their kids to learn fully online or fully classroom learning, or a blended learning. They see the benefits of a combination of asynchronous learning, where you learn the know-how from the internet or from applications that are shared by the schools, and the push education, which is something that happens in the classroom. Transformation, student-centric education. The center of the education is the students and not the teacher. Education, when the parents were in the factory and the kids were in schools, and the schools put them for safeguarding while the parents are working in the factory. And they go from one station to the other. The other, if they need to go to the science lab, or they need to go to the Arabic class or the French class, the constant, and the students are moving. Okay, this is not how it should be. The education is not anymore the teacher and the book, but it is the teacher, it is the classroom, it is the parents, it is all those travels that the students have done with his parents or in camps. I want to say goodbye to the old school, and I would like to say good morning or hello to the new school, where you have a combination of both teaching and online study. It means that you spend some time at school for in-person live classes, and the rest of your learning will take place remotely using digital learning platforms. Where the classroom learning, you're putting the child in a class and there's a motivation, there's personal time for counseling, progress tracking, guidance, assessments, exams, quiz study, mobility. You can stop whenever you want. You can resume whenever you want. If you don't understand, pull it back, and you can spend more time self-tracking and control. There's online assessments. When you do this, multiple choice, etc. And you can do group checks also in terms of information. Blended learning is a combination of birth, and I think is the best. Teacher comes, gives a lesson, and gives homework. The flipped classroom, where the homework is a 5-minute video and 10 questions. And when you come to the class, do group projects, look how happy the kids are to interact versus sitting for an hour in front of a teacher and offer, then you're going to say, okay, I'm going to study at home. I'm going to get special tutoring to explain to me what I did not from is the way to go. The traditional approach is time-based, where all students get the material, they get tested, and they move on. Whether they understood or not, it doesn't matter. But you have to move on. The blended, when you feel that you mastered something, it may take you less time or more time. And it doesn't matter. What it means is that, and many teachers are today starting to use such techniques of blended learning. Teachers are already using it in the developed countries like the US and the UK. In our countries, I think we should. None of the teachers say blended learning increases the students' engagements and improves the academic performance. Where they saw the blended learning initially this were a little bit disruptive, etc. But with time, so it shows that the students are more interested in an interactive way of learning of skills. The 6 C skills I will talk about it. This is something that's in general your memory. In the soft skills that you can add a lot of soft skills in the middle school and in the adult. The 6 C's are what's the general skills that everyone needs. Good communication skills, good collaboration skills, good creativity, good citizenship, is a good character, good character. Doesn't matter what you do in life. If you don't have these skills, you have some serious issues. So this is the base. This is what everyone needs to have. Then once we have this, we can build all the things that kids like to do, whether it's sports, whether it's a STEAM like science, technology, engineering, arts. And these are the things that really interest the kids. One of the things I've done in my school is starting from next year, afternoon, all the soft skills, okay? So the kids can be really want to be at ease. And this math at 5 p.m., their brain is already fried. And they cannot grasp anything in mathematics. And it's really something that helps the students become great. But if they have a good team, it helps. They can be architects, they can be businessmen. Then we have competitive sports, and this is something that they can do in the afternoon, and they should not sacrifice while they're doing education, something that they really love to do. This is arts and drama and music. Then you can start learning what I call life skills.
Excuse me, just I'm sorry, so sorry that your connection. You have, I think, connection problem, and we cannot hear your voice very well. Please, can you solve to the problem, or because
yeah, I'm gonna change the connection. Hold on,
yeah,
I'm going to
yes,
change it.
if you can, it will be perfect for us. Thank you.
Okay. And is this better now?
Yes, I think much better. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so second. Okay, well, at what stage you could not hear me?
In fact, since from the beginning that there was some problems, but at the next steps there were much more.
Okay, so would you like me to start again, or you want me to just start with the skills?
There is no need to start, but you can make a short revision if you like.
Okay.
About the general things, you can make short revision.
Can we start from here, from the 4 types of skills?
Yeah, you can. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So the second the second pillar that I'm talking about is the skills that are needed, and I put them into a pyramid. The first one is 6C skills. Then once you master that, the soft skills, then the life skills, then the work skills. And the 6 C's of skills, these are, each one of them starts with a C. So everyone, whatever career he will choose, he will have to master these skills. The first one is communication. You need to communicate. You need to master the languages, and you need to communicate. And I strongly plead to the parents and to the students to be good in English for those who have it as a second language, okay? Because it will really help you grow your career. Then collaboration skills. You need to know how to collaborate with others. You need to know how to do group projects, because life is about collaboration. It's not about individual accomplishment. The third one is critical thinking and problem solving. You need to be able to take a problem and break it down into multiple small problems. Then the fourth one is creativity. And this is where a lot of schools, unfortunately, kill creativity by telling the students to learn by heart, not understanding, what they're learning. They just have to learn and recite. This is very damaging to creativity. The fifth one is citizenship. We live in a global world. We live in a small village, and students need to learn that not everyone is rich, not everyone is poor, not everyone is healthy, not everyone is handicapped. You need to just, be inclusive in your thinking. And last but not least is character. And without character, a lot of people had short careers if you don't have good character, and people will only remember you for your character. So it's very important to build these skills with the students. Then the soft skills, once you master the 6 C's, these are the things that the students want to learn. I mentioned already that in my school, starting from next year, all the academic learning will be in the morning, all the soft skills will be the afternoon. And the afternoon, we're talking about sports, we're talking about technology, science, travel, arts, music, drama. These are very, very important skills, and they actually impact the students positively. Science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, no matter what you do in life, you need to master this, no matter what you do. You don't need to become a doctor to be good in STEAM. You don't need to be an engineer to become good in STEAM. You can be a lawyer and have this know-how that will serve you quite nicely. Competitive sports, I encourage students to get into competitive sports, because they will learn a lot of skills that are needed, such as collaboration, such as fair play, such as learning about winning and losing. These are very important skills. drama, music, and arts, it really shows a great face, and a lot of people advance a lot in their career thanks to these such skills. Then once we have the 6 Cs and we get into the high school, the idea is to get into some vocational training. It's very important to have these life skills. What is plumbing? What is mechanic? What is a cook? What is social media experts? What is an influencer? What is an e-commerce? What is a community service? These are great things for students to learn in parallel to what they do in school, because it will give them that versatility. It will give them that street smartness to be people that are very well liked and can advance very, very well in society. Then on the last stage of high school, or the last 2 years, I recommend that students need to work at least 5 hours a week, just 5 hours a week. They need to work, get paid, whether they work in a restaurant or a call center or doing sales or doing accounting or computer service or e-commerce. They will learn quite a lot. They will learn about the ethics of working. They will learn about money. They will learn about saving. They will learn about a lot of things. And 5 hours, not much to take away from a child's program, but it will really enhance his skills and going forward. The third pillar is teachers need to become learning coaches. Okay? Teachers are normally just, many teachers start their life as teachers, went to the university and came back to become teachers. Okay? And all they know is go into a class, give lessons and give homework and give exams. Now, teachers as a learning coaches is different. It means that the teachers will become facilitators. It becomes, teachers will learn how to not only to be the source of information, but to facilitate to the students to learn by himself or herself. Okay, very, very important. And that's what I'm talking about. The person on the right side is a facilitator. The person on the left side is a teacher, traditional teacher, okay, what we call old school. And the role of the teachers, these are what I put the top 10 roles of the teachers. So how to differentiate based on every student's individual need. And technology can help quite a bit. Classes blend between both online and offline work. Blended learning at home can be scheduled to accommodate for students' individual needs. If I have a smart student, I will challenge him. I will give him the hardest questions. I will actually make him more advanced than the others. For kids who need to learn slowly, I'll give them something that they can digest. Teachers may communicate with parents continuously through learning management systems or school management systems. They support the transition to more independent learning. You want to grow independent learners. You don't want to grow people who will depend of every bit and step of the learning to come through the teacher. They monitor and assist with the students' performance. They counsel the students. They monitor the students' well-being. They communicate and share data with other teachers about students. And they're responsible for the learning progress. If a student has learning gaps, they need to address it. And the role of the parents is different. I think during COVID, a lot of parents discovered that they need to play a role in the teaching. And the role should not be help the teacher create and stick to a routine, connects with the teacher to personalize learning. Take the role of an encourager, not the teacher. Parents cannot be teachers, and stay connected, okay? And these are the things that will help the students grow in the 21st century type of education. The fourth pillar is a learning platform. For learning platform has many components. It has a school management system. It's got a schemes of work that you have access to. It's got a learning management system, contents that can be coming from a source or custom made. You can have live classes like using Google or Microsoft, whatever. And then you need to have a platform where you store your data, where you communicate with via email, OneDrive, etc. And you need some kind of online assessments. This is the pillar that you need for a learning platform that will help quite a bit in the learning of the student, whether in school or outside school. And these are just some examples of how we're monitoring the students. And look on the bottom right side, you have an AI that will define a group of students that are to be praised for commitments and needs stretch or needs support or needs more effort, okay? And we should not just rely on the once-a-term exam to capture the data and to capture the efforts and the learning journey that the students are having. And that would be much, much better than a particular just capturing data out of one exam, okay? I mean, having timetables, I mean, you can see these are school management systems. The fifth pillar is STEAM technology and design thinking, very, very important. This is something that we have put in our school, like a Fab Lab, a coding club, robotics. There's so many things we can do. And depending on the age of the students, you can actually build a whole blueprints of learning in the technology. Something like pedagogical farm. In our school, we have a small farm and the kids actually grow. They grow different agricultural products. They interact with small animals like rabbits and chicken, and then they see the eggs and they see the small rabbits and they grow the carrots and they kind of learn about the whole cycle of life. Very, very important. These are small things to put in the school. The last pillar is what I call quality control. You can't do all these things without checking the quality of what's being done. And the quality control, I put 5 points here. One is standardizing our learning programs. A lot of teachers kind of like to create their own thing, but there needs to be some standardization. We need to capture the learning journeys versus just tests, which are snapshots. Instead of like taking one image, you need to capture the learning journey. Measuring the learning and differentiating with objective tools. Innovating our methods and using state-of-the-art technologies. We should innovate. I think many of you have seen that video where the guy says, what is the, in 60 years, how the phone became or how the car became, but unfortunately education stays the same, okay? So this is where it's very, very important. And also delivering a blended learning lesson to students all over the world. Okay, so right now we're not anymore, I don't need to go to Harvard to have a Harvard lesson. I don't need to go to Berkeley to have a Berkeley's lesson. Okay, and that's big, big advantage, especially for countries that are developing. Okay, so I stop here, and if you have any questions, I am at your disposal to answer those questions.
First of all, I want to say thank you so much for the presentation. It was really exciting and great to share with us. Yes, if you have any questions that I want to first ask to the participants, you can please ask that if you have anything that you want to ask.
I see some questions here from the persons.
Yes, one of them asked, I think, what is LMS mean? What does it mean?
Okay.
One of the
please write your name and surname. Okay, I think my name is there.
Yes, I wrote it to give certificate to the participants.
Okay. So I think there was a question here. It says LMS means what? Learning management system. A learning management system is a system that has a lot of content and it's interactive. I don't know if any of you use like Pearson Active Learn. That's a learning management system. I mean, there's so many of them. You can create your own and you can put your own content. Any more questions?
I want to ask you if
yes,
please. I think you have a school and you have different activities at your school. What kind of things do you do to increase the creativity at your school and to personalize the education? What kind of things do you have? I think.
Well, I think our school, the first thing is every child brings with him his laptop or his tablet. all our content is online. Okay, we don't have any. We do have books in class, but the students, we give them access to books online. Okay. And when you have a book online, the great thing about it is if there's a word, you can double click on it and you can see what's behind it. And maybe there's a video behind it. Maybe there's a sound behind it. You know, it just creates that learning that the students want to learn that certain way, because they say if the students are not, they're not learning the way we want to teach them, we need to teach them the way they want to learn. And technology is a great, great tool that our generation were not faced with it one day when we were growing up. But this new generation is born with technology in their hands. And there's so many things we do. I mean, it goes from, you know, whether it's a technology class and they have to build their own robot. Let me show you something here that we have done. Yeah. Can you see the this controller?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, so this is a controller. We call it EduBit. We actually made it in school with a technology company, and it has a small computer in it. It's got Wi-Fi, it's got Bluetooth, and the students are able to build a system that will measure the humidity of the plants and release the water once the humidity goes beyond certain points. So with that, we're learning artificial intelligence, we're learning about the plants, we're learning about ingredients to keep the plants growing, etc. And we're learning also the coding. Okay, so there's just behind it, there's a coding that's happening, and IoT as well. So there's so many things. And this device, you know, costs us about $20. Okay, so I would love to share it with other schools and they can start using it. It's not very expensive. And you can do all kinds of inputs, outputs, sensors, measuring things and be able to do a lot of things. So that's what I'm talking about, creativity. Look at also the 3D printers. Kids can create anything and print it and take it home. Robotics is a great thing. And we use Minecraft for education, and Minecraft is also a great collaborative and creativity tool. So there's so many things out there. We need to get out of the theoretical academic learning and getting more into what is that math helping me with? What is that chemistry helping me with? What is that physics helping me with? And the more I mention it, the more experiential learning the kids have, the better. Hope I answered your question.
Yes, thank you so much. And also you said that you have a farm at your school, right?
Yes.
Farm or anything like that. What kind of things that you see after creating this farm at your students? What kind of change did you see?
Oh, I mean, the kids, they love it. I mean, we start from 2 years old. 2 to 3 years old, they go to the farm. Oh. And they plant carrots and they plant all kinds of plants and vegetables and fruits. And it just gives them that sense of purpose in life, and they understand whether something is growing from the earth or coming down from a tree. Unfortunately, we take it for granted. Maybe when we grew up, or maybe the way we grew up, we're more in touch with earth. But a lot of these kids are not in touch with the earth and what it can do for us and how it's helping us survive. And the more they do it in an experiential way, the better. So I do recommend that every school should have this small corner of the school where kids can learn about agriculture, about plants, about animals, etc. It's not a big investment, but it just makes a lot of kids happy.
Perfect. I think one of the participants wants to ask a question. Yes, please, Shukran Özcan, you can ask.
All right. Hello. Nice to hear you, sir. It was such a fruitful seminar for us. Thanks for that. I'd like to learn about the visual programming language for microcontrollers. You talked about that, and it took, my attraction. I'd like to learn about the things that the things to be applied at the schools. I have to give the lecture to my teachers for this. Do you have any, I don't know, kind of an webinar or other webinar just for this purpose, just to learn more about this?
Yeah. So thank you. I actually I have like an ongoing blueprint of what the students need to learn and what tools to learn, and most of the tools are free that they can use on learning technology and programming and coding. So I would be glad to share that with you, or at least put you in touch with one of my teachers who can share that with you. So if you can,
would be glad if you help us in this regard, sir.
Yeah. Well, so just the organizers, they can share my email and your email, and we can connect, and I can share with you all the things that we have done in our school.
I appreciate a lot, sir. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any more questions?
If you have any questions, the participants, you can ask to Dr. Samir Benmakhlouf.
Maybe
I think there is not any question. If you have any experience that you want to share, you can share with us. We have around 10 minutes, Dr. Samir, or else.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I would like to share with you is I think everyone is looking into this ChatGPT,
yes.
And artificial intelligence and how it's going to impact education. I did I organized like a roundtable around this subject of transformation of education, digital era, and I had students and parents in front of me. And I read a very nice article, and I told them, how do you like this article? And everybody was really impressed. And I told them I did not write it. I just put a sentence in ChatGPT, and ChatGPT wrote it for me. So I told them I have good news and bad news. I told the students, the good news is you don't need to do your homework anymore. Someone will do it for you. And the bad news is, what should we teach you so you become smarter than ChatGPT? Okay. And unfortunately, our education system has only been measuring knowledge by memory. So they make you memorize something, and they close the book, and they put you in a room, and they say, take the exam. While I think we're going to be really disappointed, because the people who are learning things by heart are pretty much robots, or they can be replaced by a phone or by ChatGPT. But we need to teach our students other things. We need to teach them how to connect the dots. We need to teach them how to have those the creativity that goes beyond what a computer can do, at least at this moment. We need to teach them the 6 C's, the empathy. We need to show them how to look for information. We need to teach them how to look for information versus just tell them, well, here's the information, it's in this book, and I'm going to give you an exam based on the information I've given you in this book. It doesn't work that way. My first experience in life, in my career, once I went to the world of working, is there's no hypothesis. You have to look for your hypothesis. You have a problem, you need to go and search for the hypothesis. And then you build your own reasoning and you solve the problem. That's the first shocking thing that's, and I never opened the book that I use in my university days after I left the university. Never. So what did we learn? Pretty much learned common sense. And this is the common sense that I'm talking about. Okay, and I think we should not be afraid to innovate in education. I know that some parents, they want their kids to learn the same way they learned. I know that a lot of schools are not innovative, but we have to keep pushing. Because what's at stake is those students who will go through that school only once in his life or her life. So we have to be courageous to teach them a different way that, what's unfortunately, is outdated. Okay.
Thank you so much for your participants to our program, and it's really great to have a conversation with you, and I'm very happy to learn to the topics and to hear from you also as well. If you have any questions, participants, you can ask, or else we will say thank you to Dr. Samir. Yes.
Thank you very much. And I apologize, I cannot be seen. Camera played the trick on me today, but I'm looking forward to have more interactions offline with you.
Okay, Dr. Samir, so can I have a promise from you? Maybe in a few months later or 3 months, we will have another presentation with your visual. Can it possible?
Yeah, no problem. I would love to come to Istanbul and do the presentation in person.
It will be great. It will be great. It will be much better.
Yeah. All right, excellent.
You are always welcome to Istanbul. You have a home as well.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. I have a lot of friends in Istanbul. Thank you.
Yeah. Great to meet you. Thank you so much for the presentation.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye. Thank you. Dear participants, if you want to have certificate, you should fill to the form that I have sent on the speech bubble, and you have already the form at the speech that I have sent, and you need to fill it to get certificate. Thank you so much to each of the participants. Have a nice day.